Some say that the world is becoming a better place in which to live, but we are exposed to an increasing number of dangers. Hence, I think that the world is an increasingly dangerous place in which to live for several reasons. Firstly, we are shadowed with the threat of nuclear war, where entire nations are at risk of being annihilated. There aren't any extreme war cases as World War II, but we hear of many acts of violence and threats of mass destruction. These are due to terrorism and experimentation with nuclear weapons. We often hear of suicide bombers in Iraq, Iraq, and of nuclear weapon building in North Korea. This, therefore, indicates that today's world is an increasingly dangerous one. Secondly, natural disasters are on the increase. We are all aware of the recent earthquake disaster that occurred in Japan, and the massive destruction that it caused. Not to mention the thousands of fatalities. Man's greed has led to the misuse of natural resources, which together with global warming, has resulted in the world experiencing an increase in occurrence of earthquakes, tsunamis, floods, hurricanes, and volcanic eruptions. It is foolish to think that this world is safe. Thirdly, disease is another threat to the human race. The amount of incurable diseases like cancers, heart diseases, strokes, diabetes, and Alzheimer's are rapidly increasing. In the United States, there are 321.9 deaths per 100,000 people due to cancer. The pace of life has increased drastically, resulting in extra pressure on humankind. Hence, stress levels have risen, which have a negative impact on health. Due to time constraints, people are turning to the efficiency of fast food, which lack in essential nutrients, thereby compromising their health. Fourthly, more crime exists than in the past. Those who watch and listen to the news will take note of criminal incidences that often take place, such as hijackings, robberies, murders, rape and kidnappings, especially in third world countries with poor economies and high percentages of unemployment and poverty. People who lack basic needs, such as housing, sanitation, food and clothing, will resort to criminal practices in order to fulfill these needs. Lastly, and this is often linked to poverty, we have an increase in gangster activity. It's usually the youth, searching for an identity and a place of belonging, who join gangs. Dangers concerning these are numerous. They range from fighting other gang members, to participating in thefts, gang rapes, drive-by shootings, or even murders. These crimes are often associated with alcohol and drug abuse. Clearly, where there are gangsters, the crime rate rises. In conclusion, these are just some of the dangers that we face, and they prove that this world is an increasingly dangerous place. We don't know when misfortune may befall us, so we have to be cautious all the time. With the increase in nuclear weaponry, natural disasters and resource depletion, we are spiraling into a dangerous state. The decline in general health standards and fast-paced living riddled with increased crime and corruption are concerning factors. All these things I have indicated clearly indicate the increased danger on a global scale. Dangerous sports according to personal expediencies. Many hobbies and interests are come and gone, but always dangerous sports and its news always had a large presence. Formula 1 and heli skiing are two of world famous and very dangerous sports, both sports have the impact and the interest around the world. Formula One is originated by Britain over 60 years ago, and Britain already won many world titles from this sport, therefore people have a high interest in this game even though this sport is very dangerous. Fatal accidents are common in Formula One racing. In 2002 World Championship Grand Prix Ayrton Senna, the world-famous Brazilian Formula One driver, crashed in front of massive crowd during the race and dead on the spot. This accident's impact in many countries to reconsider about this sport and its standards. Even after this accidents, there were much fatal accidents happen in Formula One racing, but still this sport is very famous among whole world. Heli skiing is also famous and very dangerous sport. According to this sport's history, even very experienced skiing players also can get serious damage or even fatal accidents during this sport. Recently, world-famous Michael Schumacher had ski accident and still fighting for his life, and Schumacher knew that this sport is dangerous, but according to many articles shows that its danger makes Michael Schumacher's interest to this sport. According to above, two sports shows that dangerous sports have a major drawbacks and also in some cases it cost human lives, but my personal view argue that if all the dangerous sports can be done with high standards. For instance, Formula One not causing much accidents after 2006 as compared to 1960 to 2002. Therefore dangerous sports also shows that with setting safety measures and appropriate high standards even very dangerous sports can be done without causing any incidents. The risks can be lessened and these sports are highly populated by more than a decade, therefore cannot agree with the statement. Humans are always like to get high risks and most of high-risking sports will get famous within no time, therefore rather than discouraging those sports can help to lessen accidents and can increase the level of standards.